This is Kamera, my first few minutes with God, day 76, Deuteronomy chapter 17 through 20. Moses is still addressing the children of Israel, and he tells them, never, ever, ever sacrifice any defective animals to God. Will not be pleased with that. He also points out that if anyone is accused of serving any idols, any type of idol worship, then that person, that that needs to be investigated. And once it's investigated and they find that the person is guilty, then that person needs to be put to death. And this is the thing, though, it has to be 2 or 3 witnesses. You cannot go by the witness of one person when putting someone to death. And once they have found to be guilty, then the accused, the people who did the accusing, they are the ones who starts off by casting the first stone. And once they cast the first stone, then the rest of the community joins in and stones this person to death. Moses says that any difficult issues that they cannot judge, they need to bring it to the local judge and or a priest of God to handle the situation. And once a verdict is reached, they have to follow that as a final judgment. If anyone defies that judgment, then they will be put to death as a example. Do not defy this person who's standing in the way of in the place of God. Yeah, if you're arrogant enough to stand to defy the priest's verdict, then you're going to be put to death. If the Israelites decide they want to be like other nations and have a king, God tells them that's fine and dandy, but there's some rules they need to follow. Don't get a lot of wives. Don't accumulate a lot of wealth for yourself. And you must read the word daily. You have to read the scrolls daily. You want to stay right with God. You want to keep it humble. You don't want to get too proudful. So, yeah, there's going to be a time when they're going to want a king. But he says, remember the Levites. The Levites, they didn't get an allotment of land. So you must please do right by the Levites and the priests. They are to get the special gifts that are offered unto God. And Moses reminds them what share goes to the Levites. Moses also reminds children of Israel, don't imitate the detestable customs of those other nations. They were into sorcery. They were into medium. They were into witchcraft, all those detestable things. That is why God drove them out, because they were doing those wicked things. Remember, God is God over the entire world. Whether you believe God or not, He is God. And if you're involved in those detestable things, He's not pleased. And He told them, Israelites, if y'all do what they do, you're going to be driven out just like they were. Well, destroyed, actually. But that's why He's driving out the other ones. And Moses had reminded them that, remember, you guys didn't like hearing the voice of God. You actually were fearful, of fear of dying. And you said that you would rather have a liaison like Moses. Well, Moses is leaving now, and Moses tells them that he is raising someone else up because of that. So they'll have that liaison. And we already know that person coming after Moses is Joshua. And Moses tells them, beware of those false prophets. The way you're going to know that there's a false prophet is when what they tell you God has said and it doesn't come to pass, and those are false prophets. They need to be put to death. They need to be put to death. If their prediction does not come true, it was not of God. Moses also reminds them to build those cities of refuge. If someone accidentally kills someone, they need to have a place to go. Okay? But if they find that person intentionally killed someone, then there has to be a jury, a trial. And yeah. Otherwise, he tells them if someone accidentally kills someone, they need a place to run. And that is that city of refuge. So he tells them more about that city of refuge. And he gives them examples of accidentally killing someone versus intentionally killing someone. And Moses tells the children of Israel, judge honestly. Judge honestly. If you have someone out there just killing people, you need to get rid of that person and do not have any mercy on them. And then concerning any wars they may come against, don't be intimidated by those armies that are larger than you guys. God is with you. He will fight for you. And He will give you victory, Moses says. And he says, when you're about to go out to battle, then put a priest before you, and he's going to encourage you that this battle is yours and that you are going to win and God is with you. Okay? And there you have it, guys. Day 76, Deuteronomy chapter 17 through 20. You have a God-filled, blessed day.